Moving to agenda item 22, an update from the Department of Consumer Affairs, Mr. Lay.
Hello, President Pines, Vice President Lewis, Executive Officer Kirkmeyer, members of the board. It is good to see you all in beautiful Los Angeles. As a point of personal privilege, I lived many years in and around the LA area, so it's always a treat to be back on the old stomping ground, especially when we know we're only a few miles away from some of the best Vietnamese restaurants in the world. As always, thank you so much for providing the Department of Consumer Affairs an opportunity to provide an update to your board. For the purposes of the minutes, my name is Patrick Lay. I'm the Assistant Deputy Director for Board and Bureau Services at the Department of Consumer Affairs. My first update is regarding the Department of Consumer Affairs Director, which E.O. Kirkmeyer alluded to in her report yesterday. As you very well know, Mr. Dean Grafilo has retired from the post of Director this past April. We are incredibly grateful for his service and for his leadership, and we absolutely wish him the best as he starts a new and exciting chapter of his career in the private sector. We are looking forward to be working with the Governor's Office in ensuring that we work through a smooth transition and as we prepare for a new leadership here at the department. And in the meantime, we're really appreciative of your patience as we undergo this time of transition. My next update is regarding the Executive Officer Salary Study, and as you recall, the department had retained KH Consulting to conduct an Executive Officer Salary Study. The study aimed to do a deep dive analysis on the programmatic evolution of all DC awards over the past few years. It aimed to do an examination of the processes used to submit a salary increase and the factors that come into account for approval or denial. And it also aimed to do a benchmark comparison of salaries in different states. Unfortunately, we had a delay due to that last factor, the benchmark comparison of other states. We had some issues getting information from other states. So we had to extend the timeline because we wanted to make sure that we had the relevant information, comparable data of salary information from comparable programs, similar in mission and similar in licensee population from other states. Thankfully, we now have gathered and synthesized all of the information that we needed, and we are very close to release and are in the last stages of review and of approval. And we aim to release the Executive Officer Salary Study within the next few weeks. We truly appreciate your patience as we finish this project out, as we know this is a very critical project for our DCA departments. My next update is regarding the Substance Abuse Coordination Committee, and as you know, last year in 2018, the Substance Abuse Coordination Committee voted to make minor technical changes to Uniform Standard Number 4, which guides the protocols around the drug testing standards for licensees who are substance abusers in a diversion program or probation program. As you know, the committee also voted to examine other uniform standards and determine if any other changes or additions needs to be made. As you very well know, there are 15 other uniform standards that guide anything from the initial clinical evaluation to the requirement having participation in group meetings or having a worksite monitor or data collection. So to that end, this week, the department has deployed a survey to all executive officers as well as stakeholders to get a sense of what are the common threads or the common topics that we may engage in terms of modifying or adding onto the uniform standards. So we will be keeping a close eye on the results of the survey and see what we can come up with. My next update is regarding the Technology Advisory Council. It is an exciting new endeavor led by our Deputy Director of Office of Information Services, Jason Piccioni, which kicked off this past March. This council aims to provide guidance on how the department can use technology and innovation, existing technology or emerging technology to improve our day-to-day operations. So far it's really high-level concepts, the concepts such as how can we use artificial intelligence or machine learning, which are extensively used in the private sector to provide direct-to-consumer customer service, or provide automation for some of our day-to-day business processes. Some of the other concepts are how we can integrate current information technology platforms, which are very varied across DCA, into a more seamless and smooth experience, or how to upgrade our security solutions to make sure that all private and sensitive information are safeguarded or continue to be safeguarded whenever a consumer interacts with the Department of Consumer Affairs. Excited to see what the Technology Council will come up with, and we'll provide you updates throughout the year. My next update is also a technology one regarding the DCA Open Data Portal. Excited to announce that we launched an open data portal. It's a publicly available one-stop shop for all licensing and enforcement data across all DCA boards, bureaus, and commissions. It provides anything from numbers, data trends, summaries that can be cut in various different ways. On the licensing side, users can see active license, renewed license, pending applications for a license. On the enforcement side, users can see volume of complaints, average cycle time for investigation and formal discipline, and all this information can be downloaded in Excel, PDF, PowerPoint, and really the goal is to make DCA data more transparent, more accessible, and hopefully have a tool for stakeholders to help us see data points that we may not see and improve our operations. As a self-proclaimed data nerd that doesn't have any credentials, I'm really excited about the Open Data Portal, so whether you're a board member or a member of the public, I highly encourage you to check it out at www.dca.ca.gov, and on top of the page you'll see a tab called Data, which you can access and where all the magic happens. And my last update is regarding a question that I got at the last board meeting. One of the board members asked me about the status of reclassifying board staff from inspector positions to special investigator positions. I did not have an answer back in February, but I do now. I wanted to report that on June 29th, 2018, DCA submitted a proposal to CalHR, which is the state's department that does all position classification and salaries, and we submitted a proposal to reclass the board's inspector positions into special investigators. CalHR subsequently requested that DCA conduct a desk audit of the positions, so DCA did so and submitted a report to CalHR on February 1st, 2019. CalHR has since denied the proposal to reclassify the board's inspector positions. So our human resource department, that is our internal DCA HR department, has been working very closely with board staff to identify alternative solutions that would be best to support staff, management, and the board's mission of protecting California consumers. So with that concludes my update, and I'm happy to take any questions that the board may have.
Thank you, Mr. Lay. Dr. Gananadeh?
Mr. Lay, I'm at least somewhat glad to hear that the executive compensation is getting somewhere. It started when David Serrano Civil was president. I tried my best for 2 years, so the 4 years went by, and now it's the 5th year. I mean, if a private sector moves like this, those companies will be under. So I'm hoping that by the next meeting, you said in a few weeks, so you will have the answer for us, I hope, right?
Yeah, we're definitely hoping to commit to release the report in the next few weeks.
We do not want to lose good people, and as you know, it is our money. It's not general fund money. Thank you.
Any other comments from members? We do have a comment from the public, Mary Ann Hollingsworth.
Hello, my name is Mary Ann Hollingsworth. This on? Doesn't sound good. Okay. I just want to let you know that we've been having terrible problems with the phone issues. I know I've been texting a lot with another advocate who really wanted to comment about a couple things. The phone line went down 3 times yesterday and went down just now, and this person wanted to make a comment about the DCA report. And just to let you know, it's been very frustrating, so hopefully you'll be able to get the video up soon so she can see that and be able to know. It is a problem for people trying to call in. They've been very good at notifying people that the phone line is down when it does, but the fact that this is preventing people from giving their comments is a concern, so maybe you can work on that for the next meeting. Thank you.
If people want to send their comments, they can send their comments who had problems. They can send it to the office staff, and the office staff will get those comments to us. there,
Are you surprised? Just thinking on that, I wonder if somebody could monitor Twitter feed or something for when problems like this come up. Somebody could actually tweet it in, and at least it could be brought up or something.
So we have people that are on the phones listening as well in our office, that when the phone lines go down, they take care of it. It's just technology.
Well, except that the person that I spoke to said that she called them a second time and they refused to let her speak.
We'll have to look into that.
Okay. I saw the data portal, and while there wasn't anything in there that I don't think I would ever use, I really appreciate that you guys are doing that and putting the information out there, and would like to request to be able to see even more, especially when it comes to the medical board, searchable reports that are meaningful to people. For instance, we've tried to do Public Record Act requests to get just lists of all the doctors who are sexual offenders in a certain city or even in the state, and we've been told, no, we have to pay thousands of dollars to have the computer program reprogrammed, and we can't have the information. So we would like to be able to search and get that kind of data portal information for important information like that. Thanks.
thank you. Are there any additional questions in the audience? Comments? Any on the phone? Oh, hold on one second before we go to the phone.
My apologies, just one final comment. In regards to cases that are being investigated and they're taking quite a long time, apparently in other types of criminal cases that take quite a long time, they would be dismissed. So I would maybe suggest or propose to the medical board that, look, if it's taking 2 or 3 years to investigate a case, maybe they're trying to fit a square into a circle hole or something. Maybe, there is nothing there is the point. So with all these complaints coming to the medical board, I'm very concerned about cases being selected for